Alright, so in this video we're going to talk about the comment in Java. So in Java we have two types of comments, right? Single line comments. This is single line. So compiler just skip by one line. This is multiple line comment. Multiple line you start with /*, and then you can have many line of comments, like multiple line, like that. And you can close the comments at the end with the asterisk and slash. Now, in order to do JavaDoc comments, you can use the multiple line, but with two asterisks. Okay. So this is going to be JavaDoc multiple line comments. And same, the rest is pretty much you can have multiple line and then you close with asterisk and slash. Now, when you use Eclipse, Eclipse is going to, let me show you, it's going to, you do the /* and put asterisk and then enter. It's inserting the structure of JavaDoc line comments, multiple lines comments for you. So you technically, in the beginning of the program, you should say your author. Like in JavaDoc, you just add author and it's inserted username for you for the account. See that? So these are JavaDoc comments, like annotation, meaning that it's going to use that to insert into when you generate the JavaDoc. Right, so you can say, okay, this is the date, the date that you created a program, right? And then you can start to say the purpose of this program, right? Demonstrate how to use the limiter reading contents from a text file. Make sense? So that's the purpose of my program. Right, so that's what you need to do, like start to do that starting from this assignment, and from this assignment on you have to do this all the time with the comments. Good practice in programming. On the top, your name, date, your contact information, and description, and I just do that. Let's say contact, like just put my name, my email, let's say, right, something like that. So that's how you use the multiple line comments. Now, if you want to use single line, that is single line. Now let me show you if you just do the multiple line without the JavaDoc style here, if you're not inserted into JavaDoc. Like for example, normally you want to do that, the JavaDoc style at the beginning of the class and at the beginning of the methods. Okay. Like this is not the JavaDoc style, so I'm going to say scanner file. Okay, so something like that. So the color is going to be different. It's not going to be on the JavaDoc. See that? It's blue and green. Now, if I want to generate JavaDoc, you can just go to run. I'm looking for project, generate JavaDoc. And what you need, you're going to have to configure this to the location where you have your JDK downloaded, same location as your Java C program files. Java JDK 1.8 101 _ 101 bin. It's going to call JavaDoc right there instead of Java C. So now I'm going to leave it as default. That means it's going to create a new folder named doc inside this project when it's generated. It's generating now, and it's done. JavaDoc is there. And what you need to open is index.html. There you go. This is our own JavaDoc scanner file demo. Right. So now, if I actually going to move this comment multiple line with Java, but use JavaDoc multiple line instead. And let me regenerating this. And it's going to regenerate, replace that. See that? Author come, date come. See that? So that's the point of JavaDoc with the multiple line comments inside. The comments going to jump and insert into the JavaDoc. Just like, for example, when you do look at JavaDoc for pattern, this whole thing pretty much is coming from that multiple line JavaDoc comments. And then the user like us, when we want to use scanner file demo, then we just read JavaDoc how to use that. If your comments are good, then it's easy for the user to reuse your class. That's why some people ask me, why do we need this? Just like, hey, instead of reading from the text file, if I want to read from the doc, like Word documents, you probably need to import another class that somebody else has created for you already. And that another class pretty much just going to read from the Word documents, right, instead of .txt file. Like if I say read Word documents, right, Java, you see it's going to show you that, hey, you need to import this. This is a class that somebody else, like Apache, is the organization that's creating it. That's how you use the Word document class. But of course, you're not going to know how to use it until you read it on JavaDoc. So that's why JavaDoc is very important. After you download that, you still have to learn how to use that. Whenever you see a new class, you pretty much just need to read the JavaDoc and how to use it, right? And try to follow that. That's just the manual. That's why it's very important to start to write program with the comments and generate JavaDoc. Okay. So starting from this class exercises, 2.1, you need to include the multiple line comments. Okay, you have to do whatever pattern that you like. JavaDoc is the best one, like suggested. So now your program must use scanner to read input form. We can use keyboard or the file, since I show you how to read from the file. Okay, so your program should use scanner to read input from keyboard or from text file. You can use delimiters. We talk about the pattern, right? You can review how to use delimiters from the previous videos. And we talk about how to add a single line comment. You talk about proper declare. You should declare all the variables on the top, right, of your program. Now let's talk about how to use EscapseSequence. What's EscapseSequence first? So for example, if I want to print the number that I read in here inside a quotation, how would I do that? If I put quotations, it's going to be an error. Like if I try to concatenate the input with quotation like that, it's going to be an error because quotation is for the string, right? So you have to use EscapseSequence, which is the slash in front. That is EscapseSequence, right? So if you want to print something out, and that is special, right? Let's see. EscapseSequence. Slash. I want to print a double quote. I put a quotation. This is a string that I want to print. I like a string inside a quotation. That's how you do it, right? This is the slash EscapseSequence, but I actually want just a quote. and this is a string. This is a integer, so that's why you have to put inside a quote. Escape sequence is a string, or the characters, right? So you have to put inside a quote. So now when I print this, it should take it, put it inside a quotation. If I want to do a single line quotation, so I just do the escape sequence too, because single lines for the single quote, right? Quotation. So use the single quote. So if you run this, it's going to have the single quote quotation out. Now the program, let's see if I want to sum all these numbers, right? So if I want to sum, I could say the total of, let's say, the sum of. So I'm going to put this inside the actually quotation first. And I'm going to put a quote, either 23, comma. Let's not do print line. It's going to print, comma. Let's just put a double quote. Put a comma in front, comma. This is the same, put in the double quote. Let's not use the print line because I want it to be in the same line. And that's the last number, so I'm going to put the period. Or just say is. And then I'm going to have to display the sum. Now how to do the sum? This is actually should store inside the variables at this point. That's why I showed you last time. We should declare it in a proper place in num1, right? Num1 just number 1, right? Number 2 and number 3, and use a proper name. So num1 equals to that input, num2 equals to same, right? You're going to use the input.next in is keep reading delimited by comma. Num3 equals to input.next int. Now I have 3 numbers that I can repeating them to display them. The sum of num1, right? Num2. And I use escape sequence too, right? For the quote of its number. Num3 is. Now, this is the place where you have to sum it. And if you want to, you can just declare sum again, like that, as another variable. Sum equals to num1 plus num2. That's how you sum, right? The mathematical expressions, which is plus right there. And do equal sign just. Because you have all the values stored into num1, num2, num3, after you read them in, you process them by sum, add them all, and put in another variable's named sum. And we can just display it right here, say sum. And then we close the reading. There you go. So the sum of this 3 number is, I probably need the quotation right there with the escape sequence. Let's go do the quote without space right here. And that's how you use the escape sequence. So escape sequence also have more than this. Okay, this is just showing you single quote and double quote. But in Java, if you display something like more than just single quote, double quote, like tab, backspace, new line, that's like enter, the single quote, double quote, or slash itself, you just use slash in front of the characters that you want.